Hey, I know this one.
Dallas, your heat index is 107.
Wait.
Everyone in McKinney is dead.
Oh,
the temperature, the heat
McKinney,
index,
they're all gone.
McKinney is 10,000. What is that? 101,105. It's hot in McKinney.
You could say that again. Love how random viral moments would just sometimes be featured in the Countryball universe.
Everyone in McKinney is dead.
Nice job, Kari. Japan's economy is best economy. I'm still third biggest GDP economy in the world. Yo, Japan, get to freak out. I'm now the third largest economy. Deutschland, aren't you in the middle of a recession? Yeah, so call me Deutsch Senpai. Well, at least Japan is still number 4. Still have lots prestigious. Oh, we're gonna see exactly how long that's for. Because the great nation of India is coming in hot. Though they're currently ranked 6th in the world according to this list, India's population is still growing, and there's still so much room for economic boom. Meanwhile, the Japanese are having the exact opposite problem. It's only a matter of time. Oh, look, it's an English Bob Ross ball. Man, he got everyone to paint, didn't he? Oh, it looks like England is very satisfied as they put their own cross over this board. But now it's Scotland's turn. Very nice addition, Scottish. It looks like we're creating our own little Union Jack. Now it's this drunk Irish ball's turn. Ah, that makes a whole lot of sense. It's seemingly scribbled on here in kind of random ways. Finally, as for the Kingdom of Wales. Should have saw this coming. And this is how the British national flag was created. As I've gone over many times on my channel here before, they came up with the design as a combination from the kingdoms, well, except excluding Wales. But I really love the part about the Irish being drunk. That really helps to explain why the Irish flag is just a red X. Yet if you look closely enough at the Union Jack, the red lines are like kind of randomly put. Like if they continued on, they obviously would not form this X that Ireland has. And I guess Wales' excuse is they were just too backwards to be able to know how to paint. Yes, they really need to be watching more Bob Ross. Can I have a high-paying job? No. Fine, I'll leave. Meanie. Can I have a high-paying job? Okay, that's how it is in India. Can I have a high-paying job? No. Fine, I'll leave. Jerk. Can I have a high-paying job? So that Indian ball just went to Turkey. Can you possibly breed? Financially impossible. Blech. Can I have a high-paying job? Oh, that's how this cycle works. It's like Mother Nature at this point. Someone from India wants a nice profession. Someone from Turkey wants a nice profession. They leave, and India takes that spot. Meanwhile, the German just oof, and the Turks take their spot. And as we said, India doesn't need other countries to come there because they have like unlimited population. They just get replaced by another India ball. Ah, the beautiful cycle of life. The untamed wilderness. Here, far away from any modern civilization, we find a truly remarkable group of species. Oh, I love the channel with the big black logo. Monarchies. Majestic creatures renowned for their impressive crowns. There are multiple species of monarchy, all adapted to different ecosystems and ways of life. These specimens are a group of figurehead monarchies. Their crowns have almost become obsolete due to evolution, and therefore very weak. The only purpose of their crowns is to serve as baits to attract tourists as prey. Unfortunately, this also attracts some unwelcome guests. They often suffer from infestations. Above living in the treetops, we find another species of monarchy, the semi-constitutional monarchies. They have more powerful crowns than their figurehead cousins, but their habitat is limited due to their executive branches. The apex predators of the royal food chain are the absolute monarchies. Their crowns put all others to shame, and they are strong enough to dismember a journalist in mere minutes. But then, a previously unknown challenger appears. A mighty creature whose crown scares even the biggest absolute monarchies. The monarchy in denial. What? No! Filthy imperialist propaganda is Democratic People's Republic with inherited power is normal, I promise. Nature can truly be fascinating. I hated doing this comic because it reminded me just how much I hate Planet Earth when the narrator is not British. This series to me is literally unwatchable with the American narrator. I should have just done this with like an AI version of his voice. This is a nature documentary talking about monarchies of the world because believe it or not, there are still several of them that go by name. Even if they kind of aren't really. I guess there's a difference between saying you're a monarchy versus still having a monarchy. They pretty much go over that with the figurehead monarchies. They're pretty much here just for show. And there's other places like apparently Bhutan, Morocco, and Liechtenstein that still have a monarchy with power but are limited. I actually did not realize this with little old Liechtenstein. There are, however, still monarchies with pretty much absolute power. But then there's what we call a de facto monarchy, or the monarchy in denial, which I don't even know how they can deny it at this point. Even to this day, the possible successors to Kim Jong-un are just more people in the Kim family. Like, why are they still keeping up the charade? I wonder where the Vatican City would be in this doc. What holds a multi-ethnic nation together? Now kiss. Is it marriage from the UK? Uh-oh. Is it violence like in Yugoslavia? Is it suppression like in the Soviet Union? Or even all of the above. I can't believe you decided to throw a tantrum on my wedding day. Feel shame. Oh, I think that's Croatia. We are talking about the greatest Frankenstein or multi-ethnic nation of all time, Austria-Hungary. It's actually just a miracle they kept that together for as long as they did. I mean, so many people focus on the chaos that was Yugoslavia, but the Austro-Hungarian Empire was literally that times 1,000. I mean, they literally had the Serbians, the Croatians, the Slovenians, plus the Hungarians, the Germans, the Czechs, the Slovakians, the Romanians, the Ukrainians. It didn't end. I don't even see how this Austria ball is supposed to scream at them when they all speak different languages. They have no idea what's being said right now. But yes, through marriage, violence, and suppression, Austria-Hungary thrived for decades there. I feel like there's even more examples, but that one's probably the most chaotic. What a nice day to be an elf. Hey, can we join your defensive pact? Aren't you on the other side of the world? Yeah. Sure, the more the merrier. Dickens. Yoo-hoo. Defensive pack in a world where they literally haven't discovered sailing or just how to make boats in general. Never thought I'd see a crossover between Countryballs and the World Box universe. This really do be how it is though. Civilizations will get alliances before anyone in the world has even created the first boat, so I don't really know how that defensive pack's supposed to work. I play this game World Box occasionally on my second channel or my gaming channel. Please go subscribe. I never even knew I needed this crossover. Signed document and you give F16? Fine. Hungary's got an idea. I am approve Sweden into NATO. How about if I sign the documento? You give more grip and fighter jet. How about you sign the damn ratification scenes? Or jag terminate grip and lease. Whatever that means. Though good old Hungarian headache in NATO. They're still trying to figure out how to get Sweden in that organization. With the inclusion of Finland, it's just the Swedes that are out of place in the Nordics. Well, whether it's Turkey or Hungary, someone keeps getting in their way. Swedish PM says won't negotiate with Hungary on NATO. To be a fly on the wall in that room. Ugh, the common rabble of Europe, bloody fools. They all look alike. How can one even tell them apart? Their lack of originality disgusts me. Are you sure about that, UK? Because if anyone's unoriginal, well, I don't think I need to say it. How the British see continental Europe looking over the English Channel. Love the red eyes. They actually look pretty diverse now that I think about it. Well, at least compared to this image. We're obviously making a flag joke with how many places have the Union Jack flag, but we have to remember a lot of those places have unoriginal flags because they were formerly part of the British Empire. But yeah, very original. You have breaks laws international. Remove boats. No can do, China. I gotta dissuade you from attacking. Attacking with who? Well, you see. Oh, Taiwan wants to know too. Look here, little buddy. You know I love you, but poop's complicated, and I don't want to start a war. Meet me halfway, will you here? Fine, just say something to China that's annoying. Dissuading you from attacking my super cool invisible pal. That shut him up. Okay, Ains, here is your microchippies. Okay, I gotta admit, that's pretty good. Talk about 4D chess diplomacy. The US doesn't have their boats stationed to protect Taiwan. It's to protect their invisible friend. Their invisible friend, which somehow just happens to be situated in between mainland China and the island of Taiwan. Maybe he's a sea monster. Guess we won't know. He's invisible after all. Gotta love them D's. Israel, stop oofing Palestine, says South Africa. Yeah, Israel, you is canker of Middle Austin, but waffle clay. Didn't you do your own bad things in the Congo? Belgium is a brutally free state of the Congo. Anyways, yeah, normal Belgian moves there. South Africa's not amused. I did this line with such intensity, I feel like I almost passed out, like blood was rushing out of my head, which is maybe what happens to Belgium when they hear about the Congo. I don't know. That's called method acting, I guess. This is so degrading. Can I go? Oh, shut up. It's just a bit of fun. Besides, it's accurate to where your population clusters. Haha, you also where neighbor is had according to population clusters? Obviously, it's fun, says Argentina with a chili on their face. It's not fun. Brick population hat. Oh yeah, Ukraine doesn't like that. If anyone's really not going to like the population deflation gate, it's gonna be all the places that have to have Russia on their head. I guess in the country ball universe, they decided to wear hats off of countries that, well, they don't have quite as much population. Like they're deflated because they don't actually have many people actually living inside of it. As you can see, Canada does not have much over on the US. I guess Argentina doesn't have much, at least when compared to Chile down here. And finally, even though Russia is the biggest country by surface area in the world, there's only about 140 million people living there, which Bangladesh right here next to India has way more. Oh wait, but we're specifically talking about how these small populations also cluster next to another nation. And of course, that's going to happen a lot for the nations near the northern pole. It's hard to live in the Arctic, so Canada and Russia. I'd like to see Australia included in this idea. They've got really strange population clusters. Money doesn't matter, says the rich countries. Having sea is not relevant, says the maritime countries. Our language is easy to learn, says the native Central European speakers. Finally, they all all have something in common. Switzerland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, and Ireland definitely are pretty rich. Italy, Spain, Greece, the UK, and Portugal all have a coastline, which means they're maritime countries. Finally, Czechia, Slovakia, Poland, Hungary, and Finland all have, well, they have really complicated languages. Love the contradictions. Finland and Central Europe, though.
Big thanks to my patrons. You can find a link in the description down below to support me.
The beautiful Megan Underwood.
Drum your dad, back with the milk.
Look outside.
A fat
I
narwhal.
cannot sleep without
Jack
Drew's voice.
Traven's annoying
Amateur
friend.
archaeology.
Carmel
Fredrik
Saida.
Tibblin.
InquisitorXarius.
JohnDenver.
KirinoIsBestGirl.
Sebby, if you hear this,
I love
Tambrin,
you.
the
TheGreatRalphy.
Mexican 760.
And ZaneyBoi.